The United States is facing a horrible epidemic. It's been going on for decades. It's getting worse every day. And if you can tell by my title, Fat Food Nation, every state is affected, all people are affected, all age groups, and it's continuing to grow every decade. I'm sorry I have to do this, but the remote is not working. 66% of Americans are now overweight. 33.8%, or a third, are obese. To be obese means that you have a body mass index of 30 or above, and you are more than 20% over your weight, what your weight should be for your height. Sorry. Since 1980, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, I'm really all shook up here, I'm sorry. Since 1980, obesity rates have doubled for adults and tripled for children. And if we continue at the rate we're going, by the year 2048, everybody in this country will be overweight or obese. Okay, sorry. According to the National Institutes of Health, a person with a body mass index of 45 or above generally lives up to 20 years less than a person of normal weight. Also, researchers have found that a lot of obesity-related, there are approximately 300,000 obesity-related deaths in this country every year. As I have a chart up here, and I won't read it, of what obesity can result in, but there are two main things that I've been doing a lot of research about this and looking into it, and the prevalence of type 2 diabetes in children has increased 33% in the last decade, and most of these children are overweight. Also, if you all notice, everybody knows people that have had to have hip replacements, knee replacements. A lot of that is due to obesity. In the last decade, they say, Dr. Russell Flint, an orthopedic surgeon, said that knee replacements have doubled and for the general population and tripled for baby boomers. And he also said that for every 1 pound overweight you are, that's 5 extra pounds on a joint, and the joints only last for so long. So the Americans spend $140 billion a year on fast food. It's become a staple in the United States. There are 25,000 fast food chains, which I found amazing, and also the fact that fast food chains have increased 1,000% since 1970. Eric Schlosser, in his book, Fast Food Nation, tells us that 1/4 of all American adults eat fast food every day. So what can we do about it? You might say, what can I do? Well, you can, of course, try to exercise every day, watch what you eat, eat a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, lean protein. But I'm here to challenge you all today to boycott fast food with me. Hard. I take the kids to the fast food restaurant. Try it. Try it for 1 month and see how you feel. I haven't had fast food in 20 years, and I feel wonderful. So that's my challenge for today. If you are a 150-pound person, you can read this yourself. You need 2,000 calories, 66 grams of fat, 2,500 milligrams of salt, 36 grams of sugar, and no trans fat to survive every day. If you have just 1 Whopper meal, you're eating 1,460 calories, so that's about 75% of your caloric intake for the day, 67 grams of fat. You've already passed your fat intake by 1 gram, 1,880 milligrams of sodium, and you're only allowed 2,500, and they're thinking about reducing that to 1,500, I've heard recently, and you've more than doubled your sugar intake. According to Morgan Spurlock of the Super Size Me fame, he said that you would have to walk for 7 hours straight to burn all the calories and fat from 1 Big Mac order of fries and a large Coke. So what? You can eat. Okay, so why the increase in fast food? Why are Americans eating so much fast food? What's happened in the last 50 or 60 years? Well, according to, in his book, a book by David Kessler, and I've forgotten the name of the book. He's researched this. He was the head of FDA, and he's a pediatrician. He set out to find out, in The End of Overeating, I'm sorry, he set out to find out why Americans are eating so much fast food, why they are addicted to sugar, salt, candy bars, cookies, and he did determine that there's a certain combination of the fat and salt and sugar that makes food irresistible to us, and that he's calling the bliss point. He said that activates the reward circuits of the brain, so you just want more and more, so the more you eat, the more you want. Did you ever notice after eating a fast food meal, which I remember from 20 years ago, you're hungry within an hour or two? Isn't that true? Think about it, that's true. And if it's not bad enough that we're rewarding the circuits, you know, we're activating the pleasure circuits of the brain, fast food servings have increased 2 to 5 times larger than they were in the 1950s. Did we get that much hungrier in 60 years? And because of the Supersize Me thing with Morgan Spurlock and all the lawsuits, McDonald's can no longer offer supersized meals, but Hardee's and some of the other establishments do. Hardee's has a breakfast burrito that has 2 omelets, hash browns, gravy, bacon, sausage, and ham, and it's 920 calories and 60 grams of fat in one day, and that's amazing to me. So we have to boycott this. So if you are forced at gunpoint to go to a fast food restaurant, what can you do? Well, you can avoid the large, supersize me and just order something small, or eat half of it. Take the rest home and eat it the next day. Order a side salad. Avoid anything fried, avoid anything crispy. Order a whole grain bun instead of the white bread. Okay, so in conclusion, I beg you to come with me and boycott fast food. Don't become a statistic. Remember that 66% of us are overweight, and by the year 2048, everybody's going to be overweight. So avoid that. Avoid that. If we're around by then, right? Remember, fast food kills.